Having said that, there is something going on underneath the surface here, and that is what I would call this liquidation trade. Remember, we're seeing the sell-off with no fear. You don't see a bid in gold. You don't see that traditional bid that you would see in treasuries. That tells you that somebody is raising money. So the question is who? And I was always taught to follow the money. So if you see selling in one spot, where do you see the buying? Well, it happens to be in one place and one place only, and that is supporting the yuan. So what we are probably seeing is a global Chinese margin call, a liquidation of assets to go back and repatriate so that they can defend their currency and watch their market as it's now down, 23-24% on the year. They're in trouble over there.
I want to underscore this. I want to underscore this, Jack, because if you're not following very closely, you missed a very important point that you're making. You're saying that Chinese investors or foreign investors are getting taps on their shoulders, are getting margin calls for positions they have in the United States. They're liquidating those positions, leading to the sell-off here, and they're bringing it back to China, which is moving the yuan back towards 7.
Melissa, not only individuals, but think about the sovereign wealth funds. You've got two of the largest sovereign wealth funds in the world. Each one of them is worth $1 trillion. They're holding U.S. dollar-denominated assets. You just heard Rick's report on the 10-year auction. It was a tepid response. I mean, that tells you, chances are, and when I call my spies that were actually in that auction, they'll probably tell me that Chinese participation was very weak. There is something going on here. And the real question is it related to the tariffs? Is it the fact that they are now, at a multi-year low in their foreign currency reserves? But let's watch what is happening, and let's watch especially what is coming out of China.
The Chinese sitting out the auctions? We've already seen evidence that they're not as fully participating as they have been in the past this year.
I don't have spies in the auction. I don't know. It is possible that this is a weapon the Chinese would use in this trade war. But what I go back to, having had the pleasure of sitting next to Joe Kernan for almost a decade and a half now, he has this concept called strong hands and weak hands. What happens when things change is you need to move stocks from weak hands into strong hands at the new environment. So what you have is a new environment. The new environment is a 3.25% 10-year yield. You have money you can make in CDs, in fixed income instruments that you couldn't make before. So who wants to hold stocks at this? And what you have is some shifting going on. It's a hot potato. Find the strong hands. It takes some time. We're lurching now to try to find what that is.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. Jack Barusian, thank you as well.
The Titans of